Hey there guys, this is Robin Hood, and today I am bringing you a Napoleon Total War multiplayer battle. This is going to be against JRCML and Master JJ99. My ally in this battle is Chrisib, and we are fighting on the Italian grasslands. So I'm assuming JRCML is my opponent since he's straight across from me. Sadly, the replay is back in this game. When you mouse over your opponent, it does not actually say who he was. But basically, this is actually an old battle. I should have posted this a lot sooner, but through the battle, he recognized me and ended up being one of my subscribers. So if you're still subscribed to the channel, I know it's been a while, but here the video is, and he asked me to show this. So I'm pretty much only going to show you my side of the battle because Chris's side, well, you'll see at the end really kind of what happens here. And it makes the battle take a lot longer because we were going to do something funny with it, which our opponent ended up moving to a position where we couldn't do that. But real quickly here, let's take a look at my lines. I believe I have 2 of these Voltigeurs, 3 Chasseurs, looks like a young guard, old guard. So 2 old guard, 1 young guard, 1 of this 18th Regiment of the Brave, and then the rest should be Polish Legion and, what? Yeah, just them. I don't think I had one of the other legions. I forgot what they are. Polish Legion and Dutch something. I don't know. And then I have these 6-inch howitzers here. And for my cavalry, I've got my general, carabiners, and 2 of them. So that's pretty much that. Let's see. Yeah, here's Chris's army. He has a lot of these rifles here. I don't know. I think these guys are rifles. I'm not sure. Yeah, but he has a ton of light foot there. But basically, this battle is going to go ahead and start here, so let's fast forward it till when the deployment is done. And as you can see, there is this rocky ledge here. So I am going to split that with my forces. And my opponent's going to do the same thing here. So I'm going to let this stay sped up for a second. You can just see where I'm moving everything. And looks like I'm moving some troops over there. And we'll slow it back down here. My opponent has some foot guards on this side. These guys are going to cause a problem for me. Some foot, more foot, tons and tons of foot, some more foot guards, and even more foot. I don't know how many skirmishers he had total. It might be just these 3, the rifles and the 2 light foot. And for his cav, the dragoon guards, and what is this? Another dragoon guard, so that's pretty much that. He did not, in fact, bring any artillery, so that's the one advantage that I had in this battle. And I don't know if it's just for me, or is this really that low? Might just be for me, doesn't matter though. Basically, Chriseb's opponent here has a ton of these lifeguard foot, the max you can have, 4 these grenadiers, and a ton of more infantry. Both start with an I. It is interesting what he does, though. He's gonna fight at first. When Chris starts overpowering him, he's gonna fit his entire army pretty much into this house, or attempt to, and that's gonna result in some funny stuff later on. But we'll take a look at my side of the battle. As you can see here, there's a slight rise. This hill here is going to play an important part. You can see my light infantry are going to be lining up right there, and I have these foot units, I believe, looks like the Brave, Polish Legion, and a young guard going to be lining up over here. Then I've got an old guard back here, 2 of them for reserve, and 3 Polish Legion on this flank, and a Voltigeur and a Chasseur. And there goes my artillery opening up. I don't remember if I was targeting. No, I'm targeting this unit, so I guess it just automatically targeted the cavalry there. But you can see all these guys running forward. I'm going to try to take up this line. He's going to get the first shot, though, because as my men make this sweep up the hill, he's going to set up and be able to fire on me as I'm moving up into the position. And here my cavalry is moving up this hillside to try and secure that. And this guy, he has way more infantry than me, so he is going to use his foot guards and try to take this hillside. So I'm going to move one of these Polish Legion up here, and that's not a great unit to hold against a foot guard, but I'm going to try. So here you can see all the rifles my men fired. His did. It's just going to be a skirmish for a while. Over here, when my opponent doesn't have rifles, and I do, what I like to do is move forward like this so that my line is directly behind the light infantry, because generally what's either going to happen is I'm going to skirmish, they're going to sit there and just get destroyed by the longer range. I'm going to start firing and they're going to charge forward to respond, and that's the reason you have this. So then when they charge forward, when they're in range of these guys, they always take a few extra steps forward. They become in range of this line. You get a first shot with all of these guys, and these guys just act as a bullet shield at that point. And generally that allows you to win. Or they can back off, and at that point this doesn't hurt you at all. It just provides support. So over here you can see turned into square, and this guy's cav got pretty shot up. I have a unit of Voltigeurs over here too, and they are shooting this foot guard, which I did in fact charge with my cavalry just to stall them long enough for these guys to get out square and get up the hillside. You can see because of this I'm having to bring over another old guard to support, and my artillery is just firing away at the center. So here you can see I notice there's no rifles. I'm going to start moving forward on this flank, hopefully push around, and looking at what this guy's cav is doing, trying to figure out where he's going to go. Looks like he's going to come back this way, so you know, you can't be too safe. Here my Polish Legion is going to get the first shots, and due to my cav charge and the excellent efforts of my Voltigeurs, I am going to deal quite a bit of damage before they can really respond. And right as they're about to fire, I charge in again with my cavalry from the back. So really what I'm doing is I'm just keeping these guys from shooting, because these guys will absolutely shred my flank. And man, that was a word fair. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, that's not a word. So you can see these guys. My cav's going to go down, and he's bringing over yet another unit because he has them to spare. He's got guys here. He's got backups. Really, the only place he's at a disadvantage is over here. And in the end, it's really not that much of a disadvantage. Is that my general? Yep, I forgot how he died. Where is he? Ah, yes, Russia charged all the way over, and I had to stop him with my general. But my carabiners are going to chase this guy off. So that unit slipped between over here, and you can see he's got some units going on. Experimental howitzers. Looks pretty pretty in the air. Pretty. I don't know. That just sounds redundant, even though it's not supposed to be. But yeah, right here my men are skirmishing. When he moves up though, the British have something going for him. And look, there's even another unit right there. They have higher stats. These guys have 50 accuracy, whereas mine, I believe, have 45. The British in general just have better stats, so that helps them. They also have more morale. So overall, a lot of people will spam British infantry, because if you're paying attention for cav, it can't really do anything to them, and you can just overwhelm pretty much anything with the British infantry. But there you saw I got the first shot again. Over here though, I'm gonna have to move up because these foot guards are unleashing their fire, and it is gonna be painful. And sir, that is not exactly a nice thing to do there. So you can see all the British line getting shot at. It's just a lot of slow maneuvering right now because in order to charge forward here, he has the better infantry. I'm going to skirmish as long as I can because his infantry being better, if they get the first shot, although the first shot does not dictate the battle in this game, it does help to get it, and I'm not going to attack until the time is right. Plus, since I do have the artillery, I figure that he can probably, or is probably going to have to move forward. But in the end, I believe I do end up moving forward once I beat this flank. I just don't want to risk the whole battle until I can sweep around the flank. And you can still see there is some maneuvering going on here. Most of my men are shooting the hill. Looks like some of these guys are getting a few of these men down here. I don't remember if I move them forward or not, and I have the old guard here to back up. But like I said, the main fight is over here, and I have shifted my artillery focus over here because this is where it is needed. And his units, he has 3 here, shooting at pretty much 2. Although once in a fight like this, the Voltigeurs don't really help all that much. You can see they're being shredded. Not enough men, not enough firepower. So his British line, although taking very heavy casualties, especially on this end, this unit's still unscathed though, is not any joke. It is definitely punching through my lines there, and he's bringing over a rifle unit to help out now. Although very depleted, it is still a pain. So here, I'm sending in my old guard to hopefully save the day. This is generally when your old guard are needed, and my carabiners, what's left of them at least. So over here, things are not looking great for me. These foot guards at 44 men are still packing a punch, and these guys, just the morale effect. But pretty much since we're in the woods, we're doing just fine. So my far right flank is holding, but it's at this point that this guy can start moving forward some to get on the flank. And my old guards, since I redid the order, are now walking for some reason. It's a micro mistake, but they're supposed to be rushing to save the day. I'll probably catch it in a second and have them run. Yeah, there they go. It's the one thing. Still not 100% back into the swing of always hitting run, because in Shogun, when you right-click and drag, it does, in fact, make your men automatically run, and then if you want to walk, you have them walk. But here, my flank broke through the foot guards, which put up quite a fight. My cavalry is going to charge into these foot and keep them from firing and deal some damage. Carabiners are not to be messed with. And these guys, while trying to shuffle onto the flank, are going to take some artillery fire, which I am going to redirect again since it's hitting awfully close to my old guard. And my old guard's going to start delivering some volleys. And then you can see as I was managing all of this stuff and turning these guys, yeah, there's the volley. Very nice. Going to rout these guys pretty quickly. You can see here comes my attack in the center. Because I have won this flank, soon I'll be able to push around. My cavalry's already swinging around the back, so I feel pretty confident at the moment. Moving forward slightly, I do have still more skirmishers. I overall won the skirmish over here. The only thing is this unit, the Polish Legion, having some trouble lining up, and I'm going to have to bring back my old guard from the flank to deal with these guys as they march up the side. As you can see all that, he still does have these reserves. And on Chris's side, his skirmishers are just winning the battle overall. This guy is not managing it super well. His old guard or life guard, my bad, fighting all that. So soon he's gonna just jam everything he has left into that house. But here you can see the flanking volleys from the old guard. No help to this unit, and now I have to pull them back to halt another foot unit. And over here it is victory. These units came back from routing as well. And all of these units, these are all pretty fresh, although they have fought. The Woods actually did. provide them a good amount of cover, unlike these poor guys out here in the open field. So now I'm sweeping around the right flank. My line in the center is holding out fairly well. The main problem is my old guard, just too little men to be able to really hold off this foot unit, but they're doing their best, and I believe they're out of ammo. Where is that them? Pretty sure that's them. So yep, that is them. They're gonna charge, and this cavalry is gonna stop these guys from shooting, but it's a little bit late. My old guard decide to flee like cowards. But at this point, I have broken through the center. All of this line is in fact routing, and my men are just going to keep pushing. You can see I'm coming in on the flank, and that's pretty much going to be that. Looks like a artillery volley here. Good shot. Got, what, 2 men? Maybe not that great of a shot. Looked cool though. So all my men are going to come in, and that's going to be that. I can't remember what exactly I was letting this unit do. I pulled out my cavalry so that they wouldn't take any more damage. This area right here was in fact quite a battle. And at this point you can see everyone's going into the house. Even those that can't fit into the house are going into the house. It is jam-packed. And at this point, I've won my battle. Chris's artillery is gone though. So what I want to do, you can see I'm just cav charging these guys repeatedly until they rout. But I've won this. Everyone's dead. I still have an army. A decent amount of my troops left. But the main thing, and there, one well-placed artillery shot. I still have artillery. So when you blow up one of these buildings with artillery, all the men in it, all these men, everything, they all die. Right when that, when the building goes. Everyone in the building dies, and they generally go flying everywhere. This, just a giant ring would be scattered bodies. So we wanted to blow it up, just for fun. So we're actually going to wait till my artillery comes over, which is going to be quite a while, because artillery isn't particularly fast. So here you can see it is just going to be a massive skirmish around, and I don't know if it's just me. Hopefully it's recording. For some reason my audio isn't really coming through all of that well. The audio actually stops when you're in triple speed, or is that double? Fast forward, whatever you want to call it. But you can see all my troops moving over, and my artillery slowly making their way over, and all of that good stuff. But yeah, hopefully the rest of the audio's been going well. You can see all the smoke rolling off this house. He's just skirmishing with the men in it, and he's getting some kills here. These men just keep reshuffling as men die, and firing away. Every now and then he drops one through the stone wall. But that's a lot of fire pouring in for very minimal casualties. So these buildings can really be a pain. It's a good thing to seize them. Very good. So you can see all my troops coming over. Here comes my artillery. Speed up, you fools. They walk slow even in triple speed. Look at that, just giant stack of Russian troops. So we're kind of hoping to just deal with that with some artillery shells. So pretty soon here my men are gonna line up. You can see I'm still bringing over troops. I do have a decent portion of my army left. Definitely enough to be reckoned with. Some good elite units left. Here comes my skirmishers. Some over there to take the place of his, because all of his ran out of ammo and had to charge in, and didn't actually make it to the walls of the house. And my men are going to start firing and doing just as minimal damage as everything else. pretty soon here. The artillery is going to open fire. So there it is in the back. Still moving. I was making sure it was in range, but it ended up being well in range. On limbering. And
one of our units has used all its ammunition,
firing.
sir.
Let's do this in slow motion. That was a good shot. Hits the house, kills a few men. And this thing's down to up to 18% damage. And it's at this point that this guy decides that being in the building may not be his best idea, even though with this many troops around him, he's pretty much screwed. Because Chris still has all of his line infantry pretty much. And I still have the artillery. So I'm hoping to get a few good shots. Not happening since my gunners suck. See, that one didn't even kill anyone. You are terrible gunners. Some men are still in the house, but they're trying to get out. And it's at this point that everyone charges. You can see my men are just moving to try to cut off these units, which are running away just to be a pain. I was hoping to get an artillery shot in the center mass of that, and it looks like I did. Yeah, that's a pretty nice shot. At least 15 casualties. Good. And you can just see everyone chasing. And this guy just routes. So that's that. I killed 1146. Chris killed 794. My opponent killed 561. And Chris has 680. And that's pretty much that. I lost 713. Chris 727. So what unit did the best? Young Guard, Old Guard, all that good stuff. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Just a battle against a subscriber there, not on purpose, but by chance, and that was pretty cool. And that's pretty much that. As to those of you guys, yeah, talking all Yoda there. Those of you guys that want to play against me, a lot of times you guys send me messages and I don't respond. The thing is, one, my computer stays on to render stuff and I always forget to turn off my Steam friends, so that doesn't happen. Most of the time I'm not at my computer. I pretty much only play when I'm making a video because I have a lot of real life stuff to do too. So, you know, if you're lucky, I may have time, but don't feel bad if I don't respond, because it generally just means I'm not there. So, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.